The sun had not risen for 47 days. A gray pall hung over the remnants of the world, thick as the breath of the dying earth. Ash drifted from a sky without clouds, coating the ruins of villages where windows stared like blind eyes into nothingness. A figure walked through it, not alive perhaps, but not yet gone. Its boots pressed into layers of soot, leaving perfect impressions that filled again moments later, as if the ground refused to remember. The air trembled faintly, like the echo of a scream buried centuries ago. The wind carried no scent, no sound, only a low hum, a vibration that felt less like hearing and more like remembering. Somewhere, far beyond sight, something enormous stirred. The figure stopped beside what once had been a church. Its spire had snapped in half and lay across the street like a broken finger pointing to heaven. Inside, pews were buried beneath dust and petals of charred hymnal pages. On the altar, a candle still burned. Its flame flickered, though there was no wind. The wax was fresh, impossibly so. The figure stared. The wax melted down the sides in looping spirals, pooling upon the altar's stone. It should have been comforting, a sign of something living. Yet the flame pulsed like a heartbeat, and with each throb the air grew colder. Then came a faint sound, a single tick, like the turning of an unseen clock. The figure lifted its gaze toward the bell tower. No clock remained there, only the gaping maw of shattered wood and iron. Still, the sound repeated, tick, 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 steady, patient, eternal. And somewhere between the ticks, the figure realized it was not the clock counting time. It was the world. It left the church behind, following the rhythm echoing in its bones. Each step felt familiar, as though it had taken this path before, countless times. The same road, the same gray horizon, the same silence. But tonight, something waited at the end.
Through the fog, a house emerged, tall, crooked, its silhouette fractured against the dying sky. It stood in the middle of a wasteland, untouched by decay, its windows glowing faintly with a warm amber light. The figure approached, every motion slow, deliberate, as if wading through the dream of another. Inside, the air shimmered with the scent of something faintly sweet, flowers long extinct. The hallways were lined with portraits, pale faces watching from crocked frames. Each eye seemed alive, glistening with tears that would never fall. At the far end of the hall stood a mirror. Its surface was immaculate, a rare perfection in this ruined world. The figure stepped closer, hesitating before its reflection. The glass showed a person, but not this one. The reflection breathed when the figure did not. The reflection blinked when the real eyes stayed open. And when the reflection lifted its hand, the real figure did not. A faint whisper escaped from the mirror. Not sound, but vibration. It began to hum with that same clock-like rhythm. Tick, tick, tick. The candlelight behind the figure dimmed, flickering in unnatural sync with the pulse of the mirror. The reflection's mouth opened. No voice came, only ash. A storm of gray dust burst from the glass, swirling like a living fog. It clung to the figure, tracing its outline, seeping through its skin until the world around them dissolved. The hallway stretched and folded, repeating itself. Same walls, same portraits, again and again. A corridor with no beginning, no end. Each step forward returned to the same place. Each turn revealed the same door. Each door led to the same mirror. Somewhere beyond the mirror, a church bell tolled. It was impossible. The church was gone. The sound persisted, heavy, hollow, echoing through the loops of time like a heartbeat refusing to die. The figure reached toward the mirror once more, trembling. The reflection smiled now. Its eyes were black voids filled with moving shapes, silhouettes of countless others trapped in the same reflection, all repeating the same moment forever. When the hand met the glass, the figure fell through.
Darkness. Not absence, but substance. Thick, alive, pressing against the skin like the inside of a womb. The figure awoke there, surrounded by whispers that had no source. They spoke without language, only rhythm. The eternal tick, 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 beneath everything. Shapes moved in the distance. Others, dozens of figures, walking through ash, endlessly circling a single dim light. They never looked up. They never stopped. Their footprints vanished as soon as they formed. The figure joined them. Above, faintly visible through the veil of gray, hung a sky filled not with stars but with mirrors. Thousands of them, each reflecting the same wandering souls below. Every mirror shimmered with motion, like water trembling under a held breath. In one reflection, the church burned. In another, the candle never went out. In another, the house stood waiting, untouched. And in every reflection, the same figure walked through the same ash. The wind began again, carrying whispers that grew louder with every cycle. They formed words only at the edge of understanding, fragments of prayers, regrets, and screams folded into a language no longer human. The figure's head tilted upward, and in that motion, time fractured. The candle flickered again, the house's windows glowed, the bell tolled, the mirror cracked, and suddenly, the figure stood once more before the ruined church. The ash fell as before. The world hummed its endless tune. The candle burned on the altar, its wax impossibly fresh. The figure stepped forward, drawn once again to the flame. The same tick sounded from the tower. The same chill filled the air. Somewhere far beyond the edge of this dying world, a clock continued to count seconds that no longer existed. Each tick erased a past that would soon return. Each talk birthed the same beginning again, and in the ruins of eternity, the figure took its first step again.